Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thanks for checking out our third installment of Stadiums That Inspire. We got 7 really great parks today and I'm really excited to show them off to you. First of all, I just want to give a big thank you to you guys for all the positive feedback I've been getting. It's been great getting to see that other people enjoy the Stadium Creator feature as much as I do, and I'm really excited to share all these great creations with you, so let's get started. First off, we got Salesforce Field by Peebs212344, aka Phil, over at Studio 44. Again, if you haven't checked out his channel, you're really missing out, so get on over there after this. This is the 4th stadium of Phil's that I've featured on this channel, and he is the current leader in that category. This one's in San Jose, California, holds almost 42,000 fans, and is at an altitude of 2,500 feet. Let's start things off in the left field corner, and again, 2 things Phil does really well is layers and details. He's always got the perfect props in the perfect spots, and he always fits in advertising and scoreboards in the perfect places. He's also really good about mixing buildings into his stadiums, and they always give a nice, unique look. And right away in center field, you can see what I'm talking about with those buildings. I believe in his video he said this is a hotel, which is a great idea I've thought about doing. Most people just throw a scoreboard there. But even when he places a scoreboard, he absolutely details the heck out of it. I really love how he's got the seats down in front of the scoreboard, and I really love how the bleachers complete those sections that go all the way down to the bottom. The grass backdrop is a beautiful touch as well. Lastly, let's take a quick drone fly over the stadium. I really want to get a lot more of these shots in my future episodes. I was just having some internet problems and I was getting a lot of lag since I have to stream this game. But look at those hills on the left field line. That is another cool detail. Most people just throw the seats right down to the field. I really love the unique features of this stadium, and he always does a really good job. Again, if you haven't checked out his channel, get over there. He's got a cool project going on called the Ricky Davis League, where you can create a stadium for that league and players that he'll use. Get on over there. There's a lot of good stuff going on. All right. So next up, we got another creator with his first appearance on the channel, and his name is Archmage Chemish. I went through his vault. He sent me a message to say pick anyone to use, and I actually downloaded 4 and had a hard time deciding which one to use first. He's got so many good old school ballparks, but I decided to go with this one to start. This one is called League Park 4, 1930s to 1940s, and it is absolutely beautiful. If you were looking for any old school stadiums to play in, give his channel or his vault page a look over. There is a lot to choose from. Let's start off behind home plate, and you can really tell with this view that he really captured that 1900s feel. This park is in Flatbush, Brooklyn. It holds just over 18,000 fans at a realistic altitude of 16 feet. You're gonna have to earn your home runs, and this was built in 1912. Over in left field, we got the left field bleachers, and I really like how he put the scoreboard just above the bleachers, but he lowered it so we're only seeing the advertising. That is something I've never thought about doing, but I am going to totally steal that idea. I also really love the scoreboard in center and the stairs he built for the extra detail. The right field wall kind of reminds me of the monster out in Fenway, just in right field. And I love the custom fence he did there, where it looks like he used one of the letter I's from the fonts to cover up the steel beams, which is pretty cool. Looking behind the home plate, he did the same thing Phil did, which I had never thought about either. He's got the bleachers in front of the stands to complete them all the way down to the bottom and give a steeper angle. Lastly, let's get that nighttime blimp shot in. And I really want to say I love how he worked it into just a regular city block where you can hit it over the street in right field and into those buildings. Very cool. Next up, we're headed back to my hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota for Pepsi Park by Dr. Goodtime. He is also brand new to this channel. This is his first stadium that I've featured, but I'm already in love with this one. It says he was built in 2013, so it's kind of like a Target Field alternative. And I gotta say, I love how he put the extra effort into making a great exterior and all that parking outside the stadium. Even though you won't see it while playing the game, it's just a great detail. Starting off behind home plate, one of the things I first noticed is that even though it's a Minnesota stadium, he went with the Phillies batter's eye, which I think was a very cool idea. This stadium holds 38,700 fans at a realistic altitude of 830 feet. Over in left field, he's doubled up the singer's bar to give a little extra flavor to the left field corner. and he's used my favorite scoreboards again. I show the pitcher and the batter stats, and the top of it's even doubling as a railing for those fans out in left field. Next, let's take a quick look over that batter's eye. As you can see how people get in and out of this stadium, I really like how he's got it elevated with the escalators coming down. And of course, he's got all the retired numbers of the Minnesota Twins, and of course, number 42, Jackie Robinson. Having been to plenty of Twins games, I'm very familiar with those retired numbers. Over in the right field corner, we got a place for the kids to hang out and play some wiffle ball at. Maybe a foul ball could be hitting into that huge glove out there. Around the back, we got the home run walk, and I like how he's got the big scoreboard included here. So if you are walking back here, you can still see what's going on in the game. And that home run walk is going to lead you right over to the right field suites. Right above that, we have the out-of-town scoreboard between the decks, and then we got the giant jumbotron above the right field bleachers. Lastly, let's get a quick blimp shot of the stadium, and the lighting does look fantastic. I have another one of his stadiums queued up for the next episode, and it's very different and in a style I would have never even thought to try. It's pretty cool, so stay tuned for that one. Next up on the list, we got Zatarains Bayou Field by Murph075, and he is no stranger to the channel either. He actually had one in my last episode. Tokyo Black Stadium Spring was him. I had the user listed wrong. I'm sorry, Murph. I won't let that happen again. This will be his third appearance with his parks, and he's always got unique ideas going on. I would never think to build a Mardi Gras stadium on top of a swamp. This stadium holds 14,500 fans. You can blast some home runs at that 5,200 feet altitude, and it was built in 1954. Let's get the party started on what I would call the left field platform. We got some bleacher seating and some really cool themed foods over here with the crawdaddies, the jambalaya, and the kingly cakes. I also really like how he's got the seating under the scoreboard, which looks like it doubles as a restaurant. Very cool idea. Out in center field, we got the Voodoo Lounge, because how could you not include a little voodoo in your build when you're out in Louisiana? Another iconic staple of any Mardi Gras build has to be Bourbon Street, and we've got that included with the Bourbon Street Saloon. We've got that next to a couple party shacks sitting out there on the swamp, and just behind those is the Creole Pub with a pirate ship on top. That is a pretty cool idea, and it fits in really well with the theme, and we've even got some rooftop seating on top of that restaurant. Behind home plate looks very unique. I love the building that he used on top for some suites behind home plate, and I like how he's got the different levels surrounded by the bushes for a real different look. He's also got multiple ways to arrive to the game. You can get here by car, or you can even get here by boat, all of the river steamboats. Let's take one more shot of this at night. Just another creative idea, and he executed it perfectly. I'm sure we'll get more from Murph in the future. I'm looking forward to showing those off to you guys as well. Let's switch gears and head back to the big cities with Kyocera Energy Field by MD Baseball 05. He's got a YouTube channel as well called Gopper Gaming MLB The Show, where he has his own stadiums and tutorials, which you should definitely check out. Starting off behind home plate, we can see just how clean and modern his builds are. This one is in Phoenix, Arizona, with a capacity of 42,500 and a realistic altitude of 1,243 feet. Let's start things off with this great entrance out in center field that leads to a beautiful concourse that we'll take a deeper look at in a minute. This custom right field scoreboard looks great with the name of the park on the top, and I really love how he's got the bleachers overhanging the lower deck. That looks really nice. His center field concourse looks great, and I think it's one of the things that he just does better than anybody, and he's even got tutorials on his YouTube channel on how to do it. It really doesn't take long to see how much time and detail he puts into his stadiums. I like how he's even got people swimming in the pool. I really like how he has grass on the rooftops for an energy sponsored field, and I really like that big open window for the rooftop to slide across. Let's take a quick sweep of the field from second deck, and we can appreciate that concourse and that skyline that is the perfect size for Phoenix. Nothing too over the top, but still a couple skyscrapers like we see in real life. Lastly, let's close out this stadium with a nice blimp shot. I really like how you can tell that the retractable roof would open and close on those rails. And don't forget to check out his channel and all his tutorials as well. For our last stadium, we got returning creator Carmen's dad, and this time he has sent me Seaside Park. If you're familiar with this channel, you'll know that Carmen's dad has made some awesome parks, and if you've seen the previous two and the other episodes, this is like a hybrid of those two, and it comes together really nicely. Let's start this off with that great panoramic view that we see in the outfield. Everything coming together really nicely like usual with his builds. This one is in Brooklyn, New York, holds 38,000 fans, an altitude of just 12 feet, and it was built this year in 2023. We got a nice custom scoreboard in the left field corner, and I like how he used the buildings to wrap around the upper deck. We got another nice looking scoreboard just beyond the center field wall. I like how he's got the rooftop seating up there right above the bleachers, and the out-of-town scoreboard right above that lazy river is a nice touch as well. I like how we left the center field open so we get a nice view of that pier, and I love the left field walk with the retired numbers as well. I really like what he's got going on with the right field bleachers, how he's got them divided into separate sections. And he's even got them into two separate levels as well, and they're even divided by that fence, which is just a nice detail. Just above the bleachers, we got a bar to get some drinks at. And sliding over to the corner, we can see we got a grill to get some hot dogs and burgers at as well. I love how he's got concession stands built all the way around field level on the first deck. And I really like those 3 light towers. He leaves it open just enough to get enough light in, and we can still see the Ferris wheel lit up at night. And the same thing is mirrored over in right field with the pier in the background. Let's take a look at the backdrop that's just beyond the center field gate. Of course, we got that pier, but we also got a stage for concerts and a wiffle ball field for the kids to play in as well. There's also a couple different fair rides with that roto drop, and of course the Ferris wheel, and we can even see a roller coaster in the background that goes right next to the ocean for some pretty amazing views. Even when there's not a game going on, it still looks like a fun place to hang out. Let's take one more view of this park from the blimp shot at night, and we can see just how well he has it lit up, and we can also see how that pier and the boardwalk comes together really nice in the outfield. Another great job by Carmen's dad. I hope you send me another one. I always have a really good time looking at your stadiums. They're always so detailed, and they always give me inspiration for my next parks that I build. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for the 3rd episode of Stadiums That Inspire. I hope you enjoyed them as much as I did, and don't forget, if you want to submit a stadium to me, there is a link in the description down below, or you can leave your stadium name and your username in the comments section. And also, don't be afraid to let me know any way I can improve these videos. I'm always looking for constructive feedback. If you have any ideas for something I could do, be sure to leave it in the comments. Until next time guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care and have a good night.